We have all heard the so-called dangers of screen time on children. According to the Mayo Clinic, excessive screen time can lead to obesity, poor sleep, behavioral issues, attention problems, and language delay. So what would you think if I told you that the students in this very school district spend over half of their daily learning hours looking at a screen? Hello, my name is Medina Gill, and today I'm here to persuade you to take a more critical perspective on device-based curriculum in elementary schools. I've spent the past 4 years inside elementary school classrooms across 2 districts, one with a traditional learning system and one where each student has a personal device. Today we will discuss the following 3 reasons why device-based curriculum has a detrimental effect on elementary students, including underdeveloped fine motor skills, shorter attention span, and worse student performance. Technology has done wonders for humanity, but I don't think that many long-term effects have been considered when implementing it into our children's everyday lives. One of the largest ways I've seen technology negatively impact students' education is the lack of focus on building fine motor skills. In the more traditional district I worked in, I noticed a widespread lack of cutting and writing skills. However, these skills were addressed with daily lessons and practice using the respective utensils. This looked like cutting and pasting, cutting on the line, paper shape building, and assignments that were all on paper and pencil. By the end of the year, these students could write their full names, cut with precision, and write with age-appropriate handwriting. In the device-based district, I noticed these same deficits. Cutting and writing activities do take place, however, they are not used often enough to constitute skill-focused practice. Most of these students' work is through web programs and activities. The school district has even openly discouraged the use of paper assignments. These students are missing out on crucial fine motor practice in favor of relying on the automation of touchscreens on their district-issued iPads. According to Early Childhood Research Quarterly, this general reduction in fine motor skills has been partially attributed to the increase in screen device usage. Though this association is difficult to say with certainty, I have seen this to be the case more oftentimes than not. Based on what I have seen, the students who have high screen time at home and then come to school and use even more technology tend to struggle the most with name writing and simple arts and crafts. But it is not just their motor skills that suffer when they spend too much time with technology. The second point I will discuss is that students in tech-heavy districts are also struggling to pay attention in class. According to the National Library of Medicine, exposure to excessive screen time in children can be associated with attention problems. For reference, the attention span of an elementary age student should be anywhere from 12 to 30 minutes, says CNLD testing. In a more traditional district, I found this to be mostly accurate. My students, neurodivergent or typical, were able to sit through lessons and lectures with minimal disruptions for around 15 to 20 minutes at a time. In my current device-based district, I struggle every day to keep my students focused and on task. The students I work with have a very difficult time sitting still, paying attention, and behaving appropriately when they are disinterested. They take in information best in 2 to 3 minute increments and are always in a rush to finish rather than to learn. So while it is typical for students to have some distaste for school, I have seen firsthand the impact their short attention spans have on their learning. And because of their shorter attention spans, these students are falling behind. My final point is that student performance has declined greatly over the last decade. This can be attributed to many things, but screen time is the most distinctive. A study by Good Parent Incorporated shows a distinct decrease in student performance as the amount of screen time increases. My current students struggle to meet or exceed the expectations put upon them by their teachers, schools, and districts, and the teachers I have worked with have spoken to me at length about their frustration with how to effectively teach their more modern students. And regardless of whether a district is device-based or not, student screen usage can be excessive at home and have the same negative effect. It is ultimately our responsibility to minimize the harm that technology has on our students. Even though technology is evolving quickly, it does not mean we must scramble to stay with the times and let the quality of our children's education fall to the side. Imagine spending almost half of your day as a child looking at a screen rather than at a teacher, peer, book, or activity. And during testing days, a student might spend almost their entire day looking at a screen. These same students go home to iPads and iPhones and TV, and while that sounds like an extreme example for some children, it is reality. In conclusion, today we have discussed multiple negative effects that screen time has on elementary education and why elementary schools should not use a device-based curriculum. Underdeveloped fine motor skills, shorter attention spans, and worse student performance are just a few consequences of increasing student screen time at school. Hopefully this information gives you a different, more nuanced perspective on this topic. Thank you for your time and attention. And then